नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमति लोकनाथ स्वामी इति नामिने। नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चाय देशतारिणी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवशरि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Today we are going to analyze about Christians being vegetarian. Are there proofs in the Bible where the Lord give instructions, specific instruction for humans to be vegetarian? Take for example some of the verses which I would like to quote from Bible, which emphasize that human has to be vegetarian. Genesis 1:30, and to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the air, and to everything that creeps on the earth, and everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food. Daniel 1:8, 11, 12, 15. But Daniel resolved that he would not defile himself with royal rations of food and wine. When Daniel asked, "Let us be given vegetables to eat and water to drink," at the end of 10 days it was observed that they appeared better and fatter than all the young men who had been eating the royal rations. Another verse from Isaiah 65:25. The wolf and the lamb shall feed together. The lion shall eat straw like an ox, but the serpent his food shall be dust. They shall not hurt or destroy on all my holy mountain. Job 12:7. But ask the animals, and they will teach you, the birds of the air, and they will tell you. Proverbs 12:10. The righteous know the needs of their animals, but the mercy of the wicked is cruel. Psalms 1:4-7-9. He gives to the animals their food, and to the young ravens when they cry. All these verses shows that the Lord actually wants his children to follow a vegetarian diet. In fact, according to Bible, the first people were vegetarian. The first 2 chapters of Genesis tell a story of a man, an animal being companions, and trees being the source of food. And in Genesis chapter 1 verse 29, God commands man to only eat fruits and vegetables. It's very clear. Lord says, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food. It is very clear that God gave the first people plants and trees for food. But some people try to concord the scriptures and try to argue that it does not prove people were eating only the fruits and plants, but they were also eating meat. One popular argument is that it was allowing men to eat vegetables as well as meat, but this is wrong. How humans did not eat meat until and after the flood? This proves that we need to turn to the 9th chapter of Genesis, which emphasizes Genesis 9:3. Everything that lives and moves will be food for you. Just I gave you the green plants. I now give you everything. Now notice God says, just I gave you the green plants. I now give you everything. This is a proof people were only eating fruits and vegetables. God allowed man to eat meat, which opens to argument that abstaining from meat is a subconscious form of questioning God's mercy. This is not true at all. In fact, vegetarians believe in the Bible are merely preparing themselves for heaven. In Isaiah 65:25, it's mentioned, the wolf and the lamb will feed together, and the lions will eat straw like the ox. But the dust will be the serpent's food. They will neither hunt nor destroy on all my holy mountain. So once again, the emphasis is on vegetarian diet. The Bible has repeatedly stated that man was given dominion over the animals, but it does not mean that they can do anything they wish to the animals or abuse the animals. What it meant is that dominion is the ability to impose our will and rule over all animals. That was the actual meaning. But that does not give us abuse this power through animal abuse and other wicked acts. God, without a doubt, wants us to show mercy to animals. So the question boils down to whether Jesus was a vegetarian. Verse in Isaiah 7:14-15, the Lord states that therefore the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Butter and honey shall he eat, so that he may know to refuse the evil and choose the good. In this prophecy, it says that Jesus will eat butter and honey, so that he can know the difference between good and evil. The question may arise, what does eating butter and honey have to do with knowing how to choose good and evil? We must have the understanding of Jewish beliefs and dietary laws and vegetarianism. Throughout history, there has been many vegetarian Jews. These vegetarian Jews believe meat corrupted your soul. Eating meat was permitted by God, but so was drinking alcohol. In fact, just like alcohol, the Bible teaches meat makes you stumble or corrupts your heart. That is why Jesus, the Messiah, would eat only butter and honey instead of meat, so that his heart would not be corrupted. And before and during after Jesus' time, Jews argued whether or not meat was good for people. Romans 14:21, it is better not to eat meat or drink wine or do anything else that will cause any man to stumble. One of Jesus' disciples, called Daniel, whose name means God is my judge, showing how confident he was that his actions were righteous in the eyes of God. Daniel was a vegetarian. When the king of Babylon imprisoned Daniel, Daniel refused to defile himself by eating the meat that served to him in the prison. Some have said that this is because the meat was offered to Babylonian gods, but this is incorrect. As vegetables are offered in the name of the same gods, Daniel abstained from eating meat because he was a vegetarian. He knew the benefit of such a diet. And also please consider the following verses. Daniel 1:11-16. Daniel then said to the guard, whom the chief official had appointed over him, please test your servant for 10 days. Give us nothing but vegetables to eat and water to drink. Now compare our appearance with that of the young men who eat the royal food, and treat your servants in accordance with that what you see. So he agreed to this and tested for 10 days. At the end of 10 days, they looked healthier and better nourished than any of the young men who ate the royal food. So the guard took away their meat and the wine, and they were to drink, and gave them vegetables instead. So it is pretty clear that Daniel was a vegetarian. So why not Jesus? Prophecy in Isaiah 7:15 said that he would eat butter and honey rather than meat, to be able to know the difference between good and evil. If Jesus ate meat, then he does not fit the messianic prophecy of the Jews. Nowhere in the Bible does it mention that Jesus eating meat? Knowing that the Bible never mentioned him eating meat and taking into account the fact that Jesus taught love and kindness, how hard is it to assume he might have been a vegetarian? Jesus was against animal sacrifice. He quoted Hosea 6:6, "For I desire mercy, not sacrifice, an acknowledgement of God rather than burnt offerings." In the 14th chapter of Matthew, verses 13 to 21, Jesus takes his boat to a remote island. Thousands follow him there. Jesus tells his disciples to feed these people, but they tell him that they only have 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Jesus gave thanks for the food and it multiplied into enough to feed 5,000 people. The question is, if Jesus was a vegetarian, why he's giving fish to his followers? It should be noted that some scholars contend that the Greek word fishweed or dried seaweed has been mistranslated in this story as fish. It is certainly true that dry fish feed would be likely to be in the basket with the bread, as fishweed is quite popular among the Palestinian peasants. In the beginning of the story, it says Jesus got to this place by boat. These people were right by the sea. If they were out of fish, why not just go quick fishing expedition? Surely 5,000 present would not be hard to go fishing. Hence, there will not be any shortage of food. Vaishnava devotees of Lord Krishna find no ambiguity on this issue. Unfortunately, in the scriptures of Bible, which is the Old Testament and New Testament, there is a lot of ambiguity. Hence, people are confused and people give a lot of interpretation and concocting that it's okay to eat meat. But in Bhagavad Gita, it is very clear in chapter 9:26, where Krishna says that offer me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, and I will accept it. Patram pushpam palam toyam. And Srila Prabhupada, speaking of Vaishnava tradition, he explains, one who loves Krishna will give him whatever he wants, and he avoids offering anything which is undesirable and unasked. Thus, meat, fish, and eggs should not be offered to Krishna. If he desired such things as offerings, he would have said so. Instead, he clearly requests that a leaf, fruit, flowers, and water be given to him. And he says, of this offering, I will accept it. Therefore, we should understand that he will not accept meat, fish, and eggs. Vegetable, grains, fruits, milk, and water are the proper foods for human beings and are prescribed by Krishna himself. Prabhupada further comments on a story from Srimad Bhagavatam, where on the chapter 17 of first canto, a righteous king known as Parashit Maharaj happens upon an evil king, Kali, who is beating a cow and a bull with a club on the bank of a sacred river. In this story, the cow stands for the earth, the giver of necessities of physical existence, the bull for dharma, true religion, and Kali for the degradation, adharma, of our current age of slaughter, the age of Kali. Vaishnava tradition does not suffer from the ambiguity that afflicts the Bible tradition, the biblical tradition. Perhaps we can overcome the biblical ambiguity about eating meat by bringing the biblical tradition into comparison or with dialogue with the Vaishnava tradition. And such a dialogue took place actually in 1973 between Srila Prabhupada and Jean Danielot, a French cardinal. The issue of vegetarianism in the biblical tradition arises when Srila Prabhupada charges that killing animals, Christians are regularly disobeying Jesus' commandment, thou shalt not kill. Daniel counters Srila Prabhupada by asserting that human life is sacred. But Srila Prabhupada dismissed this interpretation and affirms that Jesus' words refer to all life. A few moments later, Daniel claims that What one eats is not an essential point. The important thing is to love God. The practical commandment can change from one religion to another. Srila Prabhupada did not accept this argument. And he said, in the Bible, God's practical commandment is that you cannot kill. Therefore, killing cows is a sin for you. Daniel then denies that animals have souls and asserts that human hunger justifies the eating of animal flesh. Prabhupada cites a passage in Bhagavad Gita 14.5 which affirms a totally different view of the sacredness of life. It should be understood that all species of life are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving Father. In this view, the parental care of God extends to all living beings, from the highest to the lowest. The seed of divine life has been placed in human beings and animals alike. To eat an animal, therefore, is no less sinful than to eat a fellow human being. Eventually, the argument went on, and Prabhupada had a better argument. So, fellow brothers and sisters, Christian brothers and sisters, please embrace a life of vegetarianism and avoid killing innocent animals. One could only manifest the quality of compassion by doing so. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Let's follow me by singing the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you.